Yo, what's good, Philly Talk Squad? It's your boy Paul Angley, man. Philly Talk with PA, and today just want to talk about mainly this week's matchup. Obviously, really good Denver Broncos squad. I really don't understand why the media is trying to push this as like if we lose, which is a real possibility. We could lose. This is a really good Broncos team. It would be an upset. This is a Broncos team. Obviously, linebacker play front seven. It's a bunch of kind of like no name, not to be disrespectful or anything, but like no name type of players, but players that are like just as good as the like named kind of all pros. Kind of like we saw Zach Bond play like exceptional last season, but no one really knew his name. Like they knew Roquan Smith, like they knew Fred Warner, like they knew Zaire Franklin, these other guys. But this is really good Broncos team. Zach Allen, Nick Bonito, I think Jonathan Cooper's still in the squad. It's going to be a battle in the trenches on both sides. Garrett Bowles leads a solid Broncos O line on the other side. So Uche, Zadarius Smith, they're going to be Jahad Campbell, maybe a couple snaps. They're going to be tested on the edges for sure. But I want to go to what I think is going to be the premier matchup of this game and how I think it's going to line up. Pat Surtain versus not AJ Brown versus Devonta Smith. Now we saw in 2021 when it hurt first season starting, Eagles were just starting to catch fire before they went to the playoffs that year. Pat Surtain lined up against Devonta Smith for a good majority of the game. Bama boys and Devonta Smith, man, he did a number on him. It was probably one of those only times that you'll see Pat Surtain just get straight outworked on a deep ball. I think we all remember that Devonta Smith touchdown. Hurts slinging in the first quarter at Mile High against that then Vic Fangio led defense, but Devonta had 4 for 66, 2 tuds that game. He's one of the few guys that Pat Surtain has like I want to say struggled against, but like gone toe to toe with in this league. And it goes, I think it obviously goes back to that Bama connection. Devontae knows Pat probably more than most receivers simply off of playing up with him in practice every single day for 3 or 4 years at Alabama. So that's probably going to be, people don't want to talk about, but I think that's going to be a really important matchup that the Broncos defense might put PS2 on Devontae because he knows Devontae better than most corners, and vice versa for Philly. They might put Devontae on PS2 as Devontae has had a lot of success against PS2 that not many other receivers can boast. But that's going to be a really exciting matchup on the outside. Obviously, Jade Barron, other guy. Now, Riley Moss, if Riley Moss gets lined up against AJ or Devontae Smith, and Vance Joseph brings that zero coverage blitz, it's going to be a long day for Denver. But I think now we know Denver guys, Vance Joseph, really successful DC during this second stint in Denver now. You look at it, Patrick Mahomes has had 3 of his worst career games playing against the Broncos. Vance Joseph led defenses. They scheme blitz, man cover zero, and part, man, part of it is Mahomes receivers can't get enough separation. Obviously against the Pats or Tans. In the past, they've had the duo Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson. But I mean, it's a combination of that. The advanced, it's a divisional game. That's another component. So the teams already are going to kind of know how each other likes to play. But I mean, you just look at it. Um, if Vance Joseph can make Patrick Mahomes look like a below average quarterback, um, this is obviously going to be a big test for not really Jalen Hurts because we've seen Jalen Hurts go up against high quality DCs, Steve Spagnuolo, Super Bowl, Vic Fangio, 2021, the Denver game. We've seen Hurts do it. This is a big time test for the man of the hour, the man everyone in Philly's talking about, Kevin Patullo. Like Kevin Patullo, like that whole AJ thing, the social media posts, everyone talking like we know who he's talking about. Like they were saying, like it was someone inside the Eagles organization. He was like pointing a finger at, like if you're not wanted, like step to the side and be on your way. People are like, he's talking about Patullo. He's talking about Patullo. I just think like Patullo, like these aren't like 2021 Eagles offense. I'm just looking at the receivers right now. Outside of Devonta Smith, this is a testament to Jalen Hurts. Outside Devonta Smith and Goddard was hobbled as well for pointing to that season. Outside of those two, he's throwing the Quez Watkins, who dropped the touchdown pass in that 2021 game. He's throwing a Jalen Rager or Sega Whiteside. By the way, took that team to the playoffs. Hey, but I think that's a testament to how far Jalen Hurts has come, and now he has the receivers who are like not scrub like Devonta Smith, AJ Goddard still there. Jahan Dotson can play. Darius Cooper, John Mechie, like they can make a catch or two during the game when guys are tired. Like this isn't some scrub, respectfully like mid-level, mediocre 2021 Eagles receiving room. Like you got a top 3, top 5, wherever you want to put like receiver in the NFL. You have a guy, Devonta Smith, that could be a wide receiver one on multiple teams right now in the NFL. Like, feed them the ball. Like, I think Devonta only had 3 catches last week, um, against Tampa or something like that. That's not good enough. You can't be like your stars, and that's the thing about Devonta that we know. Devontae's not gonna like be like AJ in the sense like he's not gonna come out publicly and like tweet or post something. But we know Devontae, and once again, I want to mention because mainstream media doesn't want to mention this. I want to mention once again that Jalen Hurts, um, AJ Brown's daughter, Jalen Hurts is her godfather. I want to mention that again. I also want to mention that AJ, Devontae, and Jalen have known each other and been boys since high school. Like they've known each other in the high school football circuit since high school days. So anytime people want to bring up this, there's tension and AJ's going to request a trade. He doesn't rock with Jalen. I mean, I don't know how you name someone the godfather of your child and you don't rock with them and you want to trade. That doesn't really resonate with me. But people at home, like y'all tell me what y'all think. But I've never. Bro, the flu is going around, bro. I don't know what it's in the air around here, but hey. But back to this. Yeah, I don't know of anyone that doesn't rock with a family member like that. It's the point where they want to get away from them and get a trade. But hey, nevertheless, but I know that Devontae's telling Jalen like, yo, like they're talking about like, yo, like give me the ball. Like I'm open, like, and it's part of it. A big part of it is better route calling. Once again, by the man of the hour, Kevin Patullo. Um, but you got to get more creative. And someone shout out to someone here at the Michigan Daily school newspaper here, man, at Michigan, man. Put me on to why the Eagles offense is struggling like so much right now, especially with the running game. If you look at back in 2023, the Eagles with Brian Johnson ran this kind of inside zone where Jalen was in the shotgun and the back, in this case, DeAndre Swift, Boston Scott, would be to his right or left, but they would be like slightly behind him and Jalen would be in front. And like every time they try to run like a zone, corner would come off the edge or linebacker would come off the edge and stuff it in the backfield. Or to be like a 2-3 yard gain at most. Last year, Kellen Moore being really intuitive didn't really do much of that. We saw hence Saquon legendary season. Fast forward to this year now, Another member of Sirianni's staff, Kevin Patullo, is going back to doing the same inside zone shotgun formation with Hurts in under center, under shotgun. Saquon is like to his right or left, but he's like a little bit behind him. And the defense is like kind of reading easily what's about to happen. And they stuff it. You saw the Bucks game there multiple times, I think. And my man Tyke Smith, Georgia Bulldog, Philly bred, burst out of the backfield off the edge and completely unblocked and made a couple of tackles on Saquon. A couple other guys joined in, literally every time they try to run the ball that way. Um, yeah, members of Nick Sirianni's staff, I think, probably aren't the best options for offensive coordinators right now for Philly, simply based off of they're all doing stuff that Sirianni hasn't not seen before. Meanwhile, Kellen Moore, you had a guy where Sirianni was like, "Wow, this is a part of our playbook, our old playbook. Like, let's integrate these things in the running game, zone schemes. Like, let's do a bit of this." You saw the season Saquon had. You saw the success the passing game had when it needed to be great. Now this season we're seeing it in spurts, but we're not putting like a whole game together. You saw the Bucks first half, saw the Rams second half. Like that, it's not really like clicking in one whole game. You saw the Cowboys first half. I know there was a weather delay, but then we saw the second half complete drop off. Um, it's really not clicking, and I think it's a really good point. Like once again, shout out to my man. You know who you are, Michigan Daily. Um, the similarities between that 2023 offense and that 2020 in this year's 2025 offense, and I think that's probably a really big point as to why the running game's struggling. Um, I think it will improve as we go on in the season. We get into form. Also, the O line, Dickerson is not 100%. And I think Jeff Stoutland said in a presser, he's not really helping himself out because he has that Alabama Nick Saban mentality of I'm a dog, I'm gonna play through it. But it gets to a point where yeah, that's cool and all, but we need you. We would rather have you 100. This is the NFL. We'd rather have you 100% early on in the regular season than kind of posting through. I think it's a back or ankle thing for Dickerson, um, and not really be healthy like that for the playoffs. Um, but the O line, I think they're gonna get back in form. Hopefully, I think Lane Johnson's good to go. But once again, shout out, Fred Johnson. I don't know why the heck Matt Pryor had gone into that game 2 weeks ago against the Rams, gave up that fumble, hurts his blindside. You can't be doing all that, bro. I don't know why Fred Johnson hadn't gone in the first place, but shout out Fred Johnson, man. He's a really good backup offensive tackle in this game. He plays his part, and let's just talk for a second about switching defensively here. Let's talk for a second about the pass rush. Now I know it hasn't been really been where it's needed. People want to see more sacks, and oh, we added Zadarius. There should be more sacks. Missing Nolan Smith, he hasn't been 100% healthy. For some reason, Azeez Ojulari hasn't played a game really. I'm pretty confused, lost for words. I don't know what's going on there. And then about other guys Uche is among league leaders right now and pressuring the quarterback. So I don't think people are kind of realizing that. You look on the other side, Zadarius Smith, he's come through already. He's made an impact. I think he's 1.5 sacks in 2 games played. Fumble recovery or forced fumble. Yeah, I mean you're just looking at this team right now. Obviously in the middle, Carter, he's not 100%, but he's still drawing those double teams. You've seen Jordan Davis, he's having a heck of a season. Right next to him at that nose spot. Ojomo's made some plays at that clutch sack on Baker. last week on that final drive. Um, but I think we gotta let it settle in. And then once Nakobe Dean comes back, Jaha Campbell is gonna be taking some snaps on the edge as well. So we gotta remember that. We gotta take that into account. Nakobe Dean, hopefully next couple of weeks, gets back into flow. Um, we'll start to see more of Jaha Campbell rushing that passer. You saw what he was like at Alabama, just absolute dog. That clip of him knocking out Jackson Dart in midfield. Um, but I think that like it hasn't been obviously like the 2022 um pass rush, but I mean, I obviously like not many teams in history have been like that. So I mean, but we'll get in. The Eagles will get into form, trusting in Clint Hurt. Get his guys going when it matters most. Um, oh yeah. In case you missed it, Quinyon Mitchell is a top 3 cornerback in the National Football League. If you like, people can tell you can okay, Surtain, Stingley, Quinyon Mitchell. Like there is no outside of Stingley, Surtain, like there is no corner right now in the league that you point to like, oh yeah, he's playing better than Quinyon. I mean, said rookie season. Look who he's gone up against: Malik Neighbors, Scary Terry, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, C.D. Lamb. Who excuse, all the Packers wide receivers, Viking. Quinyon. I don't think we played the Vikings since Quinyon's rookie season. Uh, excuse uh, excuse me. But you just look at who he's gone up against this season. Emeka Buka last year when they played Tampa. Mike Evans. Like you're noticing like a trend here. Last year he did all right against. I mean, Adam Thielen gets everyone on those routes, those stop and goes. But he's coming to his own, locking up receivers left and right. There's just no one in the league right now that's playing better than him. Shout out Mina Kimes, ESPN. She said it straight, I think today or yesterday on YouTube, man. And then don't even get me started on the best slot corner in the NFL, Cooper DeJean, locking down. Oof. Hang in with me, guys. Whether it's Puka Nakua, whether it's Devontae Adams, like left and right, guys are getting clamped up by Cooper DeJean, as well. So the secondary and then safeties, Reed Blankenship, he's been a gem. Makuba had his welcome to the league rookie moment last week with that touchdown that him and Blankenship, the ball just like raised both their arms and Ibuka takes it to the house. But aside, obviously, from that second corner spot, the Eagles secondary has been much better than another secondary that everyone said on paper this is the best secondary in the league, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I don't want to get like too much into Baltimore, but they might if the season continues to go this way, the Baltimore Ravens might miss the playoffs. Now, I know Lamar's out. People are saying until week 7 bye. Matabuke, arguably your best defensive player. Some you could say Kyle Hamilton. He's done for the year. And at the middle level, Roquan has regressed. Oh, either of the linebackers, either side of him, have been not really that good for a while now. Secondary, aside from Nate Wiggins, getting burnt, toasted every single play. Like Marlon Humphrey hasn't really had it the last 2 years now. Um, I mean, Packers fans tried to warn the Ravens like this is what Jair does to y'all. Like, I mean, he didn't even have one good game. Like week 1 against Buffalo, got absolutely burnt, toasted. Shout out Keon Coleman. Um, But I mean, I'm just looking at this Ravens team right now. Kyle Hamilton talking like, "Yeah, I apologize to the fans. Like this is not like what we're used to seeing." I mean, he can only say so much. Like, the only players without blame right now on that Ravens team is, I mean, probably Kyle Hamilton, Nate Wiggins, um, and offensively, like everyone's like played a part in not showing up. I mean, Mark Andrews, he's had like a solid season so far, but like Zay Flowers hasn't shown up in big moments. Derrick Henry has like a fumbling problem. Lamar, another big moment this past weekend came up. He folded. Once again, I don't want to hear about the injury because when he went out at the end of the third quarter, he already had, I believe, multiple turnovers and they were down 27-10. So don't you can't say, oh, hamstring, he was injured. And if he was injured during the game and he's still in there, if you're injured, get off the field. Like, you're still on the field. Like, the Chiefs defense isn't gonna take it any easier on you because like you're playing through a hamstring. That's not how it works. You're on the field. If you're injured, get off the field. Like, that's what Jalen Hurts did. Um, his last 2 seasons he's been dinged. He's does not play other guys. Jaden Daniels. They say he probably could have played through it, but sat him. Same thing with JJ McCarthy. If you're injured, get off the field. But I mean, that's enough about that team. Let's get back. Couple of last points, man, before I head out here. Um, I want to give a shout out to someone who, like, they're not making like the wow kind of plays on the stat sheet or whatever, but like when like their time has come, like they've shown up. We kind of talked about him a bit in the beginning. Dallas Goedert this season has been kind of like the ultimate team player, if you will. Once again, he's a guy like Devonta that's not gonna kind of like speak out about like lack of targets or stuff like that. But I mean, if you look at his performance every single week, the blocking game, he's just been moving dudes out the way, just moving them about the club, um, and he's been creating a lot of, um, like he's kind of been the guy. I think a lot. If you look at the tape, he's creating kind of these open spaces. I think we saw it more a lot last year with Kellen Moore. Not as much as they were with Kevin Patullo because the play calling is kind of not been there. But there's been times like Dallas Goedert, like he's creating openings, he's creating space. If you look at that first AJ Brown catch, you see like Dallas, like he's clearing his guy, the safety, strong side safety out the way, creates that one-on-one with AJ Brown. That beginning of the second half against the Rams, Jalen Hurts hits AJ with the deep ball, the one-on-one. AJ's coming down with that. I think it's like it was either Emmanuel Forbes or it was Kobe Durant. Um, AJ's coming down with that every single time. Very next play, Goddard wide open down the seam, 30-yard touchdown. Eagles back in the game. Um, yeah, Dallas Goddard, and then your time will come. Last week against Tampa, 2 touchdowns. He had a heck of a blocking game there as well. The running game, like they'll get it going, but I think Dallas Goedert's been a really good team player to start this season. Um, and I think that's something I think really to hit home about, especially when around the team right now the media is trying to poke and make something out of nothing. So shout out Dallas Goedert, man. Um, yeah, and yeah, last thing I'll say, like we'll do game prediction at the end of this. Um, if Cortland Sutton, I'm assuming he's gonna be guarded by Quinyon on the outside majority of this game. I think probably Marvin Mims will be in the slot. This is a really good game for Keely Ringo to have a day. Like there's not. I think Troy Franklin, I believe, is wide receiver 3 right now in Denver. I mean, obviously you're in the NFL, you got talent, but I mean, he's a solid player. He can make some plays. He can burn you. I think he was the one that caught the only touchdown pass for Denver against Buffalo. That very first drive, and Bo Nix hit him with like a 50-yard bomb. Beat DeMar Hamlin, although that's not really saying much. But this is a really big game opportunity for Keely Ringo. I think if Adoree Jackson's still hobbled, Jacorian Bennett's on IR. This is a really big opportunity for him to have a day. Once again, Keely Ringo, like Philly, like we wanted you. We wanted you to start. We wanted in May. Like everyone was talking about, oh, Keely, he's coming to OTAs. He's posted on IG. He's at home, Arizona, putting the work in, high school field with the guy. I think he trained with like J Ram, a couple other guys this summer. Like we were rooting for him. Obviously the summer didn't really pan out that way. Eagles end up getting Jacorian Bennett from the Raiders. But this is a really big opportunity for Keely Ringo. He had a pretty good game last week. Made some tackles, made some plays. Now here's another build off of that this week. Against the Broncos offense that like is not really shown to me that explosive this year. But Bo Nix, I still think very competent QB. It's like middle of the pack, kind of maybe slightly above the pack, cute quarterback right now in this game. Um, and yeah, man, that's that for that. Score prediction. I think it's gonna be similar game to that 2021 game. So I'm gonna go Eagles 31, Broncos 21. I think that like the Broncos offense like is too. They've also been playing not their best. Um, I always feel like I'm saying like this week I expect them to like turn up this offense, but I really think this week that um their Cortland Sutton's gonna try to make some plays against Quinyon. Will he make them? No, he might get a tud if he lines up against like hopefully he doesn't allow, but if he lines up against like Keely Ringo or someone or maybe like a nickel or dime back that's in the game, he might get a tud. But I'm honestly not really, you know, worried about Cortland Sutton 'cause he's gonna be on Quinyonamo Bay for the most of the majority of the game. And then that Broncos defense once again was I think an elite unit. Devonta Smith, I think if he gets matched up on PS2, that would be the best look for the Eagles. So because Devontae like knows him, even though PS2 knows him back, that's just gonna be a really fun matchup. Um, Once again, if AJ Brown is lined up against Riley Moss, even Jade Barron, who's a really good rookie, but he's still a rookie, watch out. But it's gonna be a really good matchup. 30 once again, 31-21 Eagles score prediction. It's your boy, Fleet Talk with PA, man. I'm out, man.